What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Dead State. In today's episode, I realized I had an extra action point. I can't decide if I want to put it in agility so that we get an extra attack by going to 10 AP because all of our attacks cost 2 AP, or if I just want to put it into strength and make myself hit harder. I can't decide which would pay back more. If I put it into agility, so basically does the amount I gain from putting 1 strength in here over 4 attacks equal more damage than just taking a 5th attack by going with agility? Additionally, that'll increase my evasion as well and make it less likely for me to get plugged in the face by any manner of random bolide projectile and or hand-wielded accessory of doom distribution. So, I think... I kind of like vigor, though, too. More HP is always good. More carrying capacity always makes me happy, though, too. Let's just go with agility, I guess. That seems alright. Agility gives me another AP, right? Does it change it right here if I add it? Oh, it doesn't. You gotta wait until you finalize it. How do I finalize it? Did that do it? Aw, man, you didn't give me another AP. Aw, lame. So disappointed with myself right now. Almost to the extent where I would load a save, except here I didn't save, so there you go. Now we're stuck with it. That's enjoyable. Funsies, I thought you got 1 AP per point you put into agility. Maybe it's an AP per 2 points, which means that I gotta put my next one in too. Well, we're already dug in at this point. We have no choice. Welcome to the horrible, horrible catastrophe of micromanagement that is Splattercat's general gaming experience. I don't really care about it. We're already full up. We can't carry anything anyways. Sometimes when I get those little random events around like you had in Fallout, I don't do them because my inventory is already full, so I know that I'm basically going to spend a bunch of time killing stuff for no reason whatsoever. I thought Jody's body was half lost in like a pile of paperwork right there for a second. But nope, it's just papers up at the top left-hand corner of the screen. I like the UI in this game, by the way. I like how the UI is mostly just like sticky notes and like random things that are around like notepads and things like that. I like that a lot. I've always liked the UI in this game. Even though sometimes it doesn't display like all the information that I want. It's getting better. The developers are paying attention to like requests on the forums. And they are getting better, despite the fact that I think the developers were caught up in kind of a bit of a Donnybrook over deleting reviews or something like that. I don't know. I didn't look at it too much. Some people had said that the developers deleted reviews that were negative, but then the developers said that they deleted reviews where it was people just calling them names the entire time while giving the game a negative review. So I can understand, like, it's probably not pleasant to have somebody sit there and just call you names and be all off topic when they should be talking about the game, just being like, blah 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 is an asshole and I hate him and he made a terrible game. Like, just stay on point. I really try not to do that when I cover games where, like, leave the game and the developer separate. Like, you have to do that. Like, the game can be bad, but the developer can be, like, a perfectly nice human being. I don't know who I agree with right there. I think it's an iffy space. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I think it's a very, very iffy line. Because, like, obviously you should leave a negative review up, but should you leave a negative review up where somebody is talking shit about you as a human being? Like, yes, they are bashing your game, but they're also calling you names and being totally unprofessional in their review. I think it's a point to ponder. Then again, they may have just deleted negative reviews. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happened in this situation. I just know that they were caught up in some sort of altercation regarding them censoring reviews or being accused of censoring reviews or allegedly censoring reviews or something. I don't know. It's weird. Amy Sisko, what are her skills, by the way? I don't think that I gave her a job. But then again, I think we picked her up today, so there is the possibility that maybe I just haven't assigned anything in between episodes. So let me go take a look over here real fast. We'll see where people are at. I know that Anita's a great character, but I promised Renee I wouldn't take her out anymore. Let's see. Amy Sisko, what do you do? She has 5 melee, 4 mechanical, 3 medical, 2 negotiation, 1 range skill, which makes me wonder why she had a gun when I guess maybe she was just using it to threaten people. Then again, her mechanical skill is not so terrible. If she had matching science skill, I'd be happier about it. But oh well. Another character that has kind of like randomly distributed mediocre stats. That's fine, I can work with it. One thing I wish is that there was a different amount of graphics depending on which stuff you had up in your... Maybe there is, and I've just had like a full stock room for so long that it's impossible to tell anymore. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's make sure that everybody's got stuff put away like I hope they should. I don't know if I should give fishing rods to individuals. So for example, if I give a fishing rod to him, if I give a fishing rod to Vic, and if I give a fishing rod to Bud, Is that more efficient than just stacking 3 fishing rods on one person? It depends if when you do the skill check for when you get to a fishing, like a lake or a fishing spot, it depends if the check is done based on how many rods you have in your inventory or whether each person has a rod. And I'm not sure how that's tabulated right now, so I don't really know how to do it properly. Let's go ahead and allocate people's defensive options right now because we did get ourselves a brand new bullet vest, and I am interested in equipping it. So I'd like to put it maybe on Weekter. Where is Weekter? There he is. I think I'd rather, if we go with Vic Castillo and we give him a ballistic vest, that's going to drop his resist by quite a bit, but it gives him the ballistic resist to start out with. That's important. Then from there, he gets bludgeoning and pierce resist from there. He can get bludgeoning and pierce resist from arm guards as well. What does he have right there? Fire and slash resist. So see, the big balance that you're getting right now is the bullet vest basically negates bullet damage entirely. Like it says 30%, but you take a lot less damage from bullets. I've seen, I mean, high caliber rounds on characters in other playthroughs where you'll catch like a 7.62 and it just won't do that much damage. You're like, hey, even through the bullet vest, it's not really a deterrent. However, it makes you deficient in a lot of your other defenses, which makes you then have to make up for it by adding supplementary gear that makes you better off. So, in that situation, it remains to be seen. Oh, that's actually better than the combat boots? Okay, well, wear those instead of the combat boots then. I didn't know those were better than the combat boots, so by and large, I think your average defense is taken into account too, as well. Who had the crazy arm guard? I know somebody around here had like a crazy, ridiculous arm guard. Wait, did I not put the riot arm guard on anybody? Did I forget to do that? Oh, well then, here, balance out. That's only bite resist and piercing resist, though. Okay. So, balance Paul out. He's got that right there, which gives a real flat resistance to everything. Give him that, and since this other character, Vic, has lowered all of his defenses because he's putting on a bullet vest, this will help balance him out against everything else. So that'll give him an extra 5% to just about everything. And so now he's in a way better situation than he was previously, I think. Well, the gloves give you a little bit of everything, but if I give him the riot helmet, how will that adjust it as well? That's the other question that I had. So where's that riot helmet at? The riot helmet actually looks like it's a pretty good piece of gear to throw on just about anybody, whether it be your tank or it gives you pretty much universal resist to like everything. The only downside is that it weighs a metric ton. So, if I throw that on, we can assume 5, 10, 10, 5. Okay, that's 5, 5, 10. So you lose a little bit of piercing, but you gain slash, fire, ballistic, bite. So basically you get a lot out of it. It becomes a much more useful. Maybe I'll put it on him since he's our tank. I would rather have like our greatest allocation of defense centralized on him since that is sort of his forte or his forte. Never take away a man's 40. You take away a man's 40, you're looking for a fight. Especially if it's that lovely, lovely malt liquor. Don't get in between me and a 40 of like King Cobra, for example. It'll get real rowdy real fast. I love my King Cobra. I like my Silver Bullet. I very much enjoy my Colt 45. I love malt liquor. I am a huge malt liquor enthusiast. Malt liquor is the greatest thing ever. It's like the crispest, most amazing, delicious thing ever invented by man. Aside from chocolate. Chocolate's pretty delicious too. But shortly thereafter chocolate, I enjoy my malt liquor. We have time to get out to somewhere else, but we're taking defensive penalties. Let's go back out to the mall. We can do it. We can do it today. Let's turn this into like a double run for the mall. I think it didn't take too long for us to get out there. Yeah, it didn't even take us 3 hours, so we should be able to make it back to base in time for supper, I suppose. So let's get back into the mall and see if we can have any more Romero-esque adventures. The first thing that I need to do while I'm in here, because we did have that big shootout with the cops, is I need to reload everybody, because I'm willing to bet we're probably a little bit low on ammo with every single character. So there it is. They were all at half ammo or less. I want to get that squared away. It's very, very important to reload. It is a facet of the gameplay that I tend to forget all the time, and it is quite the shiny and valuable facet, so you probably want to pay attention to it. It's probably a facet you do not want to neglect. How do we get into these bathrooms over here? Oh, they have that little... Okay. That's kind of a weird room right there. Typically in malls, I don't know, this is a weird mall to begin with, though. It's not the biggest mall. It's actually kind of like an outlet, to be honest. It's not the biggest mall I've ever seen. We have a really, really huge mall where I live. Enormous, in fact. It's big enough to where you're like, damn, that's a big mall. It has like 3 GameStops inside of it. That's how big it is. There are GameStops at both ends and at the middle because I guess they could warrant having 3 GameStops. I'm assuming that GameStop did the corporate research involved into knowing that they need like 3 GameStops in one location, and all 3 of them seem to be fairly busy at all times, so I guess it makes sense. I don't know. I think we already hit this place, so if we've already hit this place, let's avoid like bludgeoning it or otherwise wounding it any further. I feel like we've abused it enough already. I think we may have fleshed out a lot of the zombies with our noise that we made when we were fighting too. I am most interested in the food court. It looks like they have a GameStop right here. I went to GameStop the other day to buy Bravely Default, and I was really disappointed. The employees were dicks to me, and I was being hella nice too. Like, I try to be nice to everybody. Once you're like in the public eye and you're like on YouTube and you know that there could be people like anywhere watching you, like, it definitely does behoove you to be on your best behavior when you're out in public. And so I tend to be, I'm always nice out in public to begin with because I've worked in retail and I realize how much it sucks. And so I tend to be really, really nice and really, really forgiving anyways. But I was being super chill, just trying to like shoot the shit with them and be like, so what have you heard about this game and stuff? They didn't want to talk to me. They were like grunting and like working on other stuff. They were just like, man, go away. Although honestly, that's been, by and large, that's been my experience with GameStop, is that employees at GameStop usually don't want to talk to you. They just want you to buy whatever you came for and get the hell out. So anyways, I made the mistake in trying to be friendly. I tried to be a nice guy, and they were not in the mood. Yeah, you can see, oh, no, I was clicking, very disappointed right now with you. Fingers and camera, you have both simultaneously conspired to just ruin my life. Basically, I was trying to click to attack again right here, but I guess I was out of attacks, and so when the camera shifted to center on Tweedletime, it clicked over here. Since this zombie was in this position on my screen, once it shifted the camera, it was partially my fault and partially the camera's fault, but it was a misclick. There we go. Zombie fighting at night is a terrible plan. Don't do what I'm doing right now, by the way. It's a great way to get yourself munched on. In spite of that, I still seem to do it, so what are you going to do? But anyways, yeah, I went to GameStop to get Bravely Default. I bought it. I got it at Target, though. I left because GameStop, I think, was sold out. Apparently, it's a really popular release. I don't know. I don't really follow, like, console releases anymore, like, at all. And so I don't know what people are looking forward to when it comes to consoles. But I decided I wanted Bravely Default because I haven't played a JRPG in, like, 10 years. And I decided to give it another go. I used to be, believe me, if you look at my PlayStation collection, I used to be one of the biggest JRPG fans ever. Like, my collection of JRPGs on the PlayStation is just utterly insane. Then again, the SNES and the PlayStation era were like the heyday of the JRPG when the best ones were coming out, and so it makes sense that I would have so many. And then after that, I don't know, I feel like PlayStation 2 is where JRPGs just started to like suck and become like super overdone and just kind of like tropey. And so I stopped playing them at that point because I think I just got tired of like the general tropiness of the whole thing. But I decided to give it another go. I still enjoy games, I'm not trying to be negative towards the entire JRPG industry. Like, I still enjoyed, like, Blue Dragon, for example. And it's every now and again I find a JRPG that I have a good time with. But by and large, I tend to avoid them nowadays. But I heard good things about Bravely Default, and so I decided to take a swing. It's Square Enix. I mean, you can't really go too wrong with Squeenix. I actually feel like Squaresoft has gotten worse since they combined with Enix, but what can you do? Really, you got bit, huh? I don't know what it is with Vic and getting bit. This doesn't happen to anybody else but Vic. I don't know what it is about Vic, but he is always getting bit. Like, every other character seems to shrug it off and not take damage, but Vic, every time I take him out, he gets bit by a zombie. Every single time. It's like, this guy must taste like candy or something to zombies, because they are always running up on him like, hey, Vic's here. Let's see if we can go do a drive-by bite and see if we can get him a run-by biting. Move him to right there. The problem with nighttime fights is this. You've got to have like 8 people dogpiling on one zombie because you can't see very well. I do wish that there was light sources you could drop on the ground, and maybe there are. Maybe you can use flashlights or something and drop them on the ground for nighttime raiding, but I don't know. Back to the subject I was talking about. I got Bravely Default, and I got Fantasy Life, which I'm absolutely in love with Fantasy Life. I've got like 25 hours played. I'm just having so much fun with it. Normally I don't like little kid, like, you know, E-rated type games, but really I'm having so much fun with Fantasy Life. I was really, really surprised. I bought the game, and the 3DS is turning into like the purchase of the year for me. My mom got it for me for Christmas, and so it's turned out to be like the best gift ever this year. Like, seriously, I have been just burning up all kinds of time on my 3DS. I've been really, really enjoying myself. Every game that I've bought so far, I've just had a blast with. So I have, let's see, I was playing Pokemon, but I wanted to wait till my Atlas got here, my my Pokemon Atlas. I ordered one online, and it's taken like a month to get here. Like, seriously, I ordered it the day after Christmas, and it's still not here right now. It's like in Compton somewhere. I'm not even joking. It's in Compton right now. And so, like, it just never arrived. And so I'm still waiting on it to get here, unfortunately. And I like to play Pokemon once I have an Atlas. I don't like to play it without an Atlas, because then you don't know, like, what you're looking for in each location. And you can waste, like, a whole bunch of time, like, farming in a location, and then find out the thing you're looking for actually isn't even there. And so I prefer to play Pokemon alongside an Atlas so that I can get the Pokemon that I want without having to waste a whole bunch of time farming. Or at least, like, if I have to farm, at least I know I'm doing it in the right spot for the Pokemon that I want. And so I'm really, really enjoying Omega Ruby. And I do like the other. I got Pokemon, I think I got Pokemon X. No, I got Pokemon Y. I got Pokemon Y and I got Omega Ruby because I wasn't sure which one to pick. And I've been enjoying both. I've been playing Omega Ruby more, though, because it feels more modern. Although at the same time, Omega Ruby only goes up to like Gen 3, which is like, I think a lot of people say that Gen 3 was the best generation. So I don't know. I haven't played since Gen 1. And honestly, I don't like some of the designs on the new Pokemon, but I like some of the, I don't know. I'm not one of those Gen 1er type people that's just like everything in the new Pokemon sucks. I was like that when I first started out, and I was like, okay, this seems kind of goofy. I don't like this feature. I don't like this feature. I don't like this Pokemon. He seems sort of like contrived and like lame. But as I've gotten further and further into the game, I have started to enjoy a lot of the new Pokemon, and I've started to appreciate some of the new additions. I like some of the new things that they've added, definitely. So hopefully I can avoid Gen 1er status. I grew up playing Pokemon Red, so like, I have a lot of nostalgia when it comes to Pokemon Red and Pokemon Yellow. My friend had Pokemon Blue, and so we used to just trade with each other. We bought a transfer cable specifically for that. I remember we begged our moms to take us. I asked my mom. My mom said she didn't have time. And then we begged his mom to take us to GameStop, or Funko Land at the time was what it was called, so that we could buy a transfer cable because we wanted to trade Pokemon because he had Blue and I had Red, and that was the point. Like, I don't even remember what the specifics were for Red and Blue. I know that he had, like, that fiery dog lion thing in his version. No, he had Vulpix, that's what it was. And in my version, I had, like, Oddish and something else. I don't remember specifically what the differences were, but I know that I had some stuff he didn't have, and he had stuff that I wanted that he couldn't get. And at the time, I had them all memorized, but not anymore. It's been far too long, my brain is far too old, and it just doesn't recall things like it should anymore. But yeah, I'm enjoying Omega Ruby, I am. I'm having a good time with it. Omega Ruby, I have a lot more fun with Omega Ruby than I do with Pokemon Y. And I don't know why that is. I'm not trying to be punny right there or do wordplay. It's just I'm not sure what the distinction is. I just enjoy one more than the other, I think. I'll probably go through and play both eventually just to sort of like catch up on the series. Well, that was an accident. At some point, I'll probably go through and play all of the random ones that I haven't played, Leaf Green and all of those, and make sure that I, like, refresh my memory, because I am a big Pokemon fan, and it's so odd that I never played Pokemon. What the hell? Alright, it's odd that I haven't played Pokemon in so long, considering how much I like Pokemon. It's just I've been in college, and, I don't know, after high school, I just didn't, like, have time, and I was working a lot, and I think I just kind of, like, forgot about Pokemon for a while. But I've had a lot of fun, like, re-exploring and relearning the series and, like, getting a feel for everything. Definitely, like, Psychic Pokemon, though, are still pretty powerful. I remember, like, Psychic Pokemon were downright, like, OP back in the olden days, and they're still pretty strong. I was surprised how much, like, a Psychic Pokemon basically, like, whoops the ass off everything still nowadays. Let's have a look around these buildings right here. I don't know if I got everything, but I'd like to make sure that I do before we leave here, because this is one of those localities that I kind of don't want to come to again. Let's see, it's a little bit, it's out of the way. And until we get a car built, it's not worth it. We've got a Watchman right there. So it does look like we have a little bit of a shot in the face situation here. Let's go ahead and take shots at these guys because they shot at me first. Spread out a little bit and get closer, I guess, since we can fire over the barricade. Looks like 90% shot. There's one thing you can say for Vic, it's that he does not miss a shot. The guy is just fantastic for shooting anybody. If you've got to shoot somebody, Vic is on the job and ready to go for you. I think I can shoot from right there. Yeah, we missed though. It's okay. I don't mind. On this side, I don't even know how we get in there. Looks like we got to cut through the back here. So maybe, actually, that was probably a poor choice. What's going wrong right now? I'm not sure what's going wrong. I hear a lot of zombies moving around, though. It may be due to the fact that they're out here. I'm not sure. They're out of line of sight, though, so their move should be instantaneous. Ooh. 71 points of damage. Alright, we gotta drop this guy right now. Oh, Christ. Okay, so let me... I need to EpiPen Bud. And then everybody resituate. We need to defend Bud. That's basically Operation Defend the Bud is the only thing that we care about right now. So what we need to do is we need to bring ourselves into... Oh, they're sharing a space again. I hate it when that happens. You get cheated out of your AP whenever this happens. And so I prefer to avoid it. Because you can't attack somebody you're sharing a space with. So see, for example, he's now going to lose an attack because I got to move to the side so that he can take a swing at this guy. On one hand, it sort of benefited us. I would prefer that you actually just stay behind Tweedletime. Don't get into combat for a second until I can heal you. I'm going to try to get rid of some of these Zeds first. And then I'll step back and I'll give you a nice little round of band-aids, but that's about all that I could do right now. He's pretty wounded. He's definitely a little bit scratched up. I don't know if they broke through the door over here or what happened on this side, but it definitely appears as though we have an undead incursion moving towards us. We need to handle it with the utmost efficacy, and so let's go ahead, not to be confused with efficacy. We will not be cooking the zombies in any manner. Not at all. Not today. No, not at all. Fried zombie, not as delicious as it sounds. It looks like there's a zombie dog or something around here too. I don't know if it's a guard dog that's allied with this guy or what it is, but oh well. Let's take our swings here. Okay, so there's a Zed down. I'm gonna have him sidestep over. Okay, that works. Whatever. I don't care. Maybe have Bud go to right here and take a swing. See if we can get rid of him. Have Tweedletime jump in right here. That'll give him 2 swipes against this zombie. I wasn't expecting that shot right there. We got shot pretty badly, actually. That critical damage was received at a time where we were not ready to receive. They were pitching something we were not yet ready to catch, and so without a mitt, we managed to bruise our hand up pretty badly. I feel bad for Bud right there. That actually... Oh, shit, we got a horde. Get out of there. Get out of there. Why are you still standing there? Go over here. Jesus. Is that door open? Okay, duck down this hallway. Oh, shit, we got looters and thugs. Okay, so with looters and thugs, I suppose we're just gonna miss a lot. I don't know what the wisest decision is right now. They've got a railroad hammer. So I'm thinking shooting is a good plan. Since they've got larger weapons, we can deal with the Zeds. Oh, it looks like we've also got the military here. Yikes, this could get out of hand really quickly. If the military's here... What kind of gun does he have? Is that a Glock or what is that? Doesn't look... Well, it might be. I don't know. Tough call. Tough call. Let me see if I can help out a little bit right here, though. Because if we can get him lowered down... The Zeds are going to be coming at us from this direction. And so we want to avoid the possibility of them sort of like piling up and causing us issues. Okay, so there they are. We don't want to make too much noise, but we can deal with zombies. I'm never really too worried about zombies. They are an issue, but only in massive numbers are they actually a real problem. If they're in small groupings, I tend to not worry about it quite as much. I'm going to try and move people into position so that they can be healed by Tweedletime. We'll just sort of like see how this goes from here on out. Set that as an active. And let's start shooting. And then like step out of the way too. If you can manage to be like further away than you are right now, I would actually appreciate it a lot. I'll put you right there, I guess. Really? He made that shot from that deep, huh? Wow. That perfect accuracy, though. You think he's min-maxed? Jesus. And that's Bud. Of course it's Bud. Bud, how are you always in the worst possible situation? I realize it's probably my fault, but... He's undamaged. Let me finish this guy off real fast. I'm gonna start moving in this direction. These 3 can hold down the fort on this side, I think. Oh, they got an attack dog, too. Okay, so that'll become troublesome. He's gonna miss with the sledgehammer, which I'm okay with. Eating a sledge hit right now is not something that I've got, like, in my to-do list. Worst case scenario is that we disengage from the zombies and we run past this wall and turn the zombies into their problem tactically. Because all we really have to do is leapfrog them, and then the zombies become their issue that they have to deal with now, and not ours. And then we become the guys that are attacking with impunity. I think that might be a decent plan. No ammunition left. Okay. Alright, well, if there's no ammunition, there's no ammunition, I guess. Not much that I can do about that. Instead, come over here. Get rid of him. And keep moving. He's got a bullet vest, so I'm not necessarily too worried about him taking damage. The fight is getting a little bit more rowdy than I would like, though. So anyways, in the interest in turning this into somebody else's problem instead of my problem, which is exactly what we're trying to do right now, we'll get rid of him. I'm going to move Tweedletime up to here. We'll get started on this chapo. We've got a shield and a bunch of other things, so we should be alright here. And 85, we got a critical hit for 85 on Angel. I feel bad. Now that I know the dog's name, I feel like an asshole. I just beat a dog named Angel to death, and I don't feel good about it. Okay, he's gonna miss Bud, which is what I figured would happen. And now the zombies are on him instead of on me, because they tend to have one-track minds. They tend to be very, very singular. One-track, they are not great for a railway system. Zombies, not a good foundation for your railway system due to their single-track nature. However, they are quite good from getting from point A to point B, and this is exactly what I was kind of trying to go for. If I can leapfrog them and be on the other side of them, it saves me a whole bunch of trouble. The zombies do appear to be growing in number. I may have created a problem for myself right now. I don't know. Hopefully there's nobody else back here. That's all that I can really pray for right now. I'm going to try and leave this guy over here. Okay, so there's another shot. I don't want Bud, like, near anybody that's hostile, so I'm going to run Bud away as quickly as possible. I'll put Tweedletime back into the thick of it. And we'll get some damage done right here. I love that Riot Baton. That Riot Baton is such a great multi-purpose weapon. Now he's got to deal with the zombies, which saves me both AP and it saves me from having to get hit by him every single round anyways. Every single round that you leave somebody with a sledgehammer up, you're running the risk that they're going to catch you with it. And the sledgehammer is one of those gambly weapons where, like, if they get you with it, they're going to do a lot of damage. However, they tend to miss. And so I'm actually hoping he hits the zombies. If he could kill a couple of them before they break his spirit, his will, and his bones, then it'd be fine for me. I won't complain. 50-50 chance right here. He's not going down unless you mean, like, I don't even know what you mean right there. He's not, yeah, he's already down, so I guess it could be a dog pun. He could be like, stay, boy, and then down. But whatever. Looks like he's switching up targets here. I'm going to bring in the Tweedletime to drop him and make sure that he's finished. We got a gas mask right there, which is going to allow us to get some chemical resistance. I think what I would prefer to do right now is maybe I'm going to heal everybody up first. They'll take them at least a turn to deal with him. So what I'll do is I'm going to break off the episode right here. We'll finish this combat in the next episode. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Dead State. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode. Take care out there, everybody, and hi-do as always.